Hello again, everybody. This is Kate, back to show you some more ways to use your virtual office, and we are going to look at your organization and how you can run reports. And this is super important for your business. There are a lot of great tools here, and you're going to want to be checking this often. So we click My Organization, and here is my entire organization. Now you might think that doesn't look like a lot of people. If you saw before in my dashboard, there are about 411 people or so in my organization, but they are nested underneath these little plus signs. So these are people that are on my first level right here. And then anyone with a plus sign next to them has people who are underneath them. So then here is everyone on her first level, everyone on her first level, and you can collapse or expand these to look at different things. Each person has their member ID, their PV, their OGV, and their PGV. And this little check mark here shows that my essential rewards order was processed on the 1st. Now it's scheduled, as you can see, well, let's get that to stay on, well, I guess I can't, but it's scheduled on the 22nd, but I always push it through earlier. That little shield with the check means, yes, I do have PV assistant. The check mark means processed, and there's some other information there. Anyone who does not have PV assistant needs to have PV assistant. It is the easiest way that you can just make sure that there is not a problem with your order. Over here is a button to send a message, and this would be through the message center in your virtual office. I don't really use that to contact people. Here is member information. Just show that. It just shows some of my information here, who enrolled me, that kind of thing. Who is personally enrolled by this member, in this case me, and then my qualification status. Qualification status is a great tool to help you see what you need to be doing to reach your next rank. This little chart here breaks it down in a very small way. Everything that's green I've accomplished. The check mark is where I am for the month. And so for silver, which should be hitting within the next, I don't know, week or a few days, I'm already at 100 PV, I'm already at 1,000 PGV, and these are the two things that need filling in. And as soon as those things are green, then I am silver. And then gold, here are the things that I would need to do. So going down here, the next rank up for me would be gold. And so it gives a commission summary right here, and then it breaks it down in more detail with check marks for each separate thing, and a bar that shows how far along you are and what you're going to need to accomplish that. So that is a really helpful bit of information there when you're looking to see exactly what it would take to hit a rank or how close you may be to a rank. Now there are a few more buttons up here. Full view just pops this out into its own screen. Classic is the old Downline viewer that we used to have in the old virtual office. I think it's a lot more clunky, and I don't really care for the interface, but people who started their business and cut their teeth on that may be more comfortable and familiar with using it that way. Prospects, this is not actually a prospect management thing. It's not a place to put in the names of people who you think might enjoy Young Living. It is a list of people who started to create an account or started to enter their information and never completed, and that may have a problem. Speaking of problems, this is one thing you're going to want to do, like the last week of the month or so, is go in and unnest all these different things so that you can see your entire organization and watch these little boxes. If there's a problem with an essential rewards order, instead of being empty or checked, it will have a little like yellowy orange triangle with an exclamation point in it. And that means there was a problem with that person's order. Overwhelmingly, it's a matter of a credit card expiring or some other kind of a payment problem, and you're going to want to reach out to those people. In most cases, they have no idea that there was a problem. We've all done that, right? We've all had an account on file somewhere, and we got a new card and forgot to update the information. As it gets toward the end of the month, they cannot typically solve this problem through the virtual office. So let's say it's the, I don't know, 27th, 28th, 29th of the month, and I realize that maybe Priscilla had a problem and her order didn't go through, and I contact her, and she looks in her virtual office and says, oh, sure enough, I need to change the expiration date on this card, and she fixes it. Because it's so close to the end of the month, she may not be able to go ahead and push that order through online. It may simply reset her order for next month, and she's not going to want that. So what I do at that point is get the customer's PIN number, and I offer to call and make sure the order is pushed through for them. That is really the best way of ensuring that it does get pushed through. People are busy, and this is a very valuable service that you can provide to your members. The other reason there might be a problem would be if something went out of stock and it dropped their order below 50 PV. And I really, really preach that PV assistant. And I used to have between 4 and 6 people who would have some kind of a problem every month with their ER order. And a lot of it was dropping below 50 PV. And this has completely resolved that part of it. As long as they've got their PV assistant, then they won't have a problem with it dropping. And the only problems I see here and there are if somebody ended up with a problem with their card number. So the other thing that you can see up here that you can do is run reports, and this is so valuable. Get in here, you guys, grab a snack and a drink and just start playing around. So you're going to winnow these things down first by one big category: accounts that have an email, accounts with auto ship or without auto ship, which is essential rewards, accounts with auto ship, anybody who is silver and above, any new members. So all accounts for a selected time period. If I want to see who are all the people that I had in my organization in February, I could do that. Or I could look at any accounts that have 0 PV. And accounts that appear to have missed processing on auto ship, the last order date, all sorts of things like that. Now, a lot of these reports wouldn't be terribly useful to run right at this moment, but let's just say personally enrolled. And this is all of my personally enrolled. And let's say I want to I want to go through because I want to do something for all my personally enrolled people. That would list them. Let's say I want to customize it by adding a filter and say, these are personally enrolled who are not on essential rewards. I could do that. Give me a tool to see who maybe ought to be on essential rewards. But then I realized, well, okay, I saw that, but now I want to just see something different. I can reset the whole thing, or I could just get rid of that one additional filter. So we're going to say, what about people who auto ship PV? And this would require more. So I want auto ship PV, and this is a good one to run like every week of the month, is let's see, less than or equal to 150. Well, let's make it 100. So what they've got in their cart right now is less than 100. And so what you could do is scroll down and see people that were fairly close to 100, reach out and say, did you know if you added $5 more, $10 more, you would get a free 100 PV promo for this month, and then go through and do people that are under 190, and then 250, and then 300. And that way you can see people who are really close to hitting these different bonuses, and you can reach out and help them, and they're often very appreciative of that. And like I said, get in there and play around. There are a lot of other things that you can do with the reports, and if you need some suggestions for reports to run or ways that they could help you, please feel free to let me know. In the meantime, thanks for watching.